up, guys? So today's video, we're actually going to be tearing apart the Coyote motor, the junkyard motor we went over last time. We're gonna open it up, pull out the cams and the timing components on this video, and then we're gonna replace the oil pump with a new oil pump, high flow oil pump with billet oil gears, so it'll be stronger and more sturdy. So I'm gonna take you through every step of that. Stay tuned and thanks for watching. Also, while I have this open, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove these spark plugs. So I got a special spark plug socket. I think it's like 5/8, but it has like a little ledge where you can get a little deeper and the spark plug can actually sit on there. I'll show you when I pull one out. But it was like $2 at AutoZone, so I highly recommend it. If you can see down in there, the plugs are in here. And I'm just gonna replace it with new plugs. I don't know when the last time they were replaced or serviced, being that this is a junkyard motor. So while I have it open, it just makes sense. Since I already had the coils pulled, which you can see them over there actually, just made sense to kind of do it all while I was here. So you'll see it just kind of rests in there. So it'll go in to the socket, and then that smaller hole on the inside there, this part of it will just actually sit in there tight and rest in there. Makes it a lot easier to pull out. They do sell magnetic ones of these, but I haven't found a need. This one seems to work well for me, so this is all I use. So today I plan to install this new oil pump with the billet aluminum gears. And so in order to do that, of course, I have to remove the timing chains and all of the timing components, which right now I'm just gonna remove them. I have new ones of everything to put back. Here, I'll show you. I have new parts of everything. These are Mustang phasers. So I have new stuff to put everything back on. However, I have to wait because somehow there's a mix up in the camshaft I bought, and I have 2 sets of exhaust cams instead of, so if you're not familiar with the 4 cams, the top 2 are intake cams and the bottom 2 are exhaust. So I have 2 sets of these exhaust cams and no intake cams. So these are the old ones that were in the F-150 motor, but I also have some Mustang spec ones And so right now I have 2 sets of exhaust. I'm trying to work that out and get the new intake cam sent in. I wish I would have checked sooner, like before I open up the engine, but I really just looked to see, when I was initially looking, I was really just looking for any like marring or damage in the cams, not necessarily were they the right ones. I kind of just trusted that I got the right ones, and so that's on me. But once those come in, then I'll put those cams in and reassemble the new timing kit. But for now, I can still get the oil pump out, put the new one in, and I did take off the oil pan just because I need to access these bolts here. I probably could have with like a small wrench with a flexible head or something on it, but I didn't have one handy and I didn't feel like buying one. And since I have it on the stand, I can just drop off the oil pan. So oil pan over here, a little bit of oil still in it, but obviously learned my lesson from last time when pulling off the water pump. And I have my drain pan, so it's good. But yeah, so stay tuned. I'll show you the install, like the removal of it. It's really not a lot to it, but we'll go through the removal step by step, and you guys can kind of watch through. I'll put any kind of text overlay to explain anything as I'm doing it if it's necessary. But I think, you probably found a few videos out there on this procedure already. So I'll probably breeze through the removal of it and be a little bit more involved on the reinstall. So it's important to note, and basically what I was just doing is I was getting the motor back to top dead center, and so I was using this timing key, or crank key rather, and making sure it's at 12 o'clock. And there's also a little timing mark down here. But when someone says like make sure the crank key or timing key is at 12 o'clock, they're referring to this guy. And then over here, also there's a small timing mark. And so this is the right-hand side. So I know it's our left, but from driver's perspective, it's the right-hand side of the motor. And so there's a timing mark here, that's an R and a little mark. And so you wanna make sure that's at the top. If for some reason, like, you have it in and yours is down here or something, that just means you need to do another revolution to go back up to the top, and it'll rotate it. So from here, I can start pulling off, like my tensioner and stuff and the chain, and then there'll be some more rotations to get this one kind of in that same position that we just talked about. And so you'll see me rotate a little more. I think I go either to 5 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I can't remember. But you'll see me rotate it a little more down here and then come back up and remove this stuff. All right, so now the timing chain and everything's removed. Like I said, I had new ones of all of this stuff. If you don't, then obviously you'll want to hold on to everything. But since I have everything new, I just kind of have it over here. I did save the hardware in case, you know, I need something. I saved everything. You never know when you might need something. So, but hopefully I'm gonna be throwing everything new in here. So now I have access to these bolts here. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 2 here. So 6 total, and then I can remove the oil pump. So this is the oil pump. Normally you would probably see someone, oh, so that's some oil coming out. Normally you would probably see someone remove this back plate and swap out the gears. I already had some aluminum oil pump gears in the new one I'm about to show you. So I don't have to do that. I'm just going to swap out the entire pump assembly, and the new gears are in there as well. Alright, so over here is my new oil pump. Like I mentioned, it already has the billet gears in it, and so I don't have to take this cover off and put some new ones in. So I'll be able to put this right back on and replace the bolts, and we'll be good.